Hi, welcome to the Coffee Chat Show here on Buzzing Pattaya, the show we talk about things that are happening right here, right now, as well as general news, tips, information and advice. Check it out. Look who I've got on the show today is Peter from Thailand Bound Peter. How you doing, my man?
How you doing, Trevor? All right.
I can't believe it. Normally we talk on live streams and we're doing on each other's shows, and you're finally here.
6,000 miles away, I know, and it's good to be here as well.
I mean, we've never been this close. So you come out here. It's been a long time. How long is it since you've been out here?
To Thailand or Pattaya?
Yeah, to Pattaya.
Well, Pattaya probably 2.5 years, 3 years.
2.5 years.
Yeah.
Wow.
A long time.
So, are you settling in okay?
Yeah, it's brilliant.
You enjoying yourself?
Oh, yeah, not half.
He's got a big grin on his face.
Yeah.
We'll find out why that grin is in a bit.
Good night last night. Good night.
How's your radar?
Yeah, good.
We'll come back on that one. So, it's great to have you here. Now, for guys, if you're not sure who I'm talking with, Peter's got his own YouTube channel called Thailand Bound. It's a great channel. I watch it a lot. It really is good fun. Both Peter's been on my channel as a live stream, and I've done the same vice versa. So if you don't watch the live streams, maybe you haven't seen what we do, but check out the link in the description there. Go over, have a look at Peter's channel. He does this thing now. You do this thing, don't you, called your stories, your love stories.
Well, I wouldn't. Yeah, I used to call them love stories, but that's probably the worst sort of name you could give them. They're more like crash and burn stories, aren't they?
Well, we'll talk about those in a bit. Now, before we get into what you're doing here and everything, tell me a bit about yourself, Peter. I mean, where are you from originally?
Well, I was born in Haringey in North London.
Okay.
I now live in Northamptonshire. I was in the hotel industry for 30 years. That's how I originally got out here. I'm sort of semi-retired now and just enjoy Thailand, get out here when I can.
So the hotel industry, in what respect?
Food and beverage. I was in the food and beverage industry.
Okay.
I worked for a company called Accor. They're a big French company.
Yeah.
And I eventually was assigned to their Asian office. Their head office was in, not their head office, sorry, their Asian office was in Bangkok.
Yeah.
Hence how I got out here.
Wow.
Yeah.
So when was your first time ever out to Thailand?
Oh, first time I got here, I think it was either 91 or 92. I can't remember which year it was, but it was a long time ago.
That's 30 years odd.
I know. I was when I arrived here, I was 31. I'm 62 on my next birthday in April.
Wow. See, I was going to say, so you had hair back then, but you've still got hair. Unlike
but
me.
it wasn't.
Unlike me.
No, but it wasn't grey like it is now.
Fantastic.
And I didn't have the double, the line.
I call these designer frowns.
Yeah.
Designer frowns. So when you first came here, I mean, I wasn't here back then, so I mean, I remember when I first came here, which was 12, 13 years ago, it was different then. I mean,
it was, yeah.
Goodness knows what it must have been like when you first came. I mean, talk me through like what it was like. What was Thailand like 30 years ago?
Well, if you talk about Thailand, I mean, we'll probably have to sit here all day. But let's start with Pattaya, or Pattaya, as some people call it. It was a lot smaller, the entertainment scene. So you didn't have all the soy bacao. You didn't have. It didn't stretch all the way back there. It was walking street, which was a lot more tamer than it is now. It wasn't all go-go bars and beer bars. You had the beer bars along the beach road, but that was basically it. There was nothing on the second road, no entertainment venues. There was nothing on the dark side. It was just a lot smaller.
And what was the attitude of the girls like back there? Because
Totally
I remember
different.
when I came, as I say, it's only nowhere near as long ago as you were, but you used to get the padlon, the old not padlon, the padyan, which was the old cold towel, and the massage and all that kind of stuff. I mean, that kind of goes out the window now.
No, it's all gone now. Yeah, it's kind of like the service was a lot better. People it's almost now that. I don't want to offend anybody, but it's like, when you went into a bar, everybody weyed you. They'd give you that,
come on, that's a thing of the past.
Yeah, they'd come and give you the cold towel. They were very polite, and you were paying for a service. You got your drink, and it was they'd pour the drink for you, and when you were nearly empty, they'd come and ask you. But now they're almost blasé. It's almost as if they want you to, they'd be happy if you left your wallet at the front door and came back in half an hour's time to pick it up empty.
To be fair, that's a very valid and very fair observation, because it is like that. I mean, I don't know what you guys watching the channel think in terms of the service. How has it changed since you first came here? I know for myself, like Peter's saying there, you used to walk in here, you get the cold flannel and you go, oh, that's lovely, thank you very much, and you get a little massage and you pour your drink and the wine. I mean, all that seems to have disappeared. Yeah,
but to be fair to them, you've got to look on the other side of the coin, as I like to say, and they get a lot of idiots come to Pattaya. We've seen them, they get drunk.
That'd be me.
No, I mean I'm talking, you've been, how many times have you been in the lobby of your hotel and some guy's screaming and shouting because he's for whatever reason. So they get all these guys coming down here, and you only need 1 in 1,000 to be a total idiot, and they just get fed up with them. So you can understand why they've got that kind of attitude up to a point.
Did you ever go into Tahitian Queen?
Yeah, I've been in there a few times.
That was one of the, I think that's the longest standing the go-go bar here, isn't it?
Yeah, it is, yeah.
I think some of the women that worked there back in the day are still there.
Mind you though, the Happier Go-Go, that's been there for a good 30 years.
Yeah. So you came to Pattaya 30 odd years ago.
Yeah.
I mean, but you're very well knowledgeable in terms of Bangkok, aren't you? Bangkok's more your specialist area.
Yeah, but I wouldn't say Bangkok because it's a huge city like London is, and there's certain areas where people hang out, and they're almost like Falang ghettos, aren't they? So if you talk about very familiar, yeah, from sort of Sukhumvit Soi 3 up to Asok and Unnut and them sort of places, yeah. But then I have a little bit of knowledge as you go further out. You know, I know sort of areas and stuff, but I couldn't tell you the best bar to go to 20 miles outside of Sukhumvit.
So I'm guessing when you first came here, was the BTS system in place?
No, there was nothing there. There was no BTS. There was no underground system. The MRT, that wasn't there.
Wow.
I remember after being here about 10 years, they started building the pylons went up for the BTS, and we wondered what they were. There were a couple of deaths. Iron girders kind of fell on taxis and things like that, killed a few people. You don't hear about things like that. But
can you imagine it? Just driving down the road, boss, see you later.
Yeah, gone. And there was it happened a few times. There was a girl, she was just walking home from work, something fell off, a big metal bolt or something hit her on the head. That was it.
Wow.
You know, but you don't hear about them sort of things now.
I mean, when the BTS system first opened, I mean, how much trouble did they have with it? I'm guessing.
No, it went quite smoothly, but a lot of people, well, it was foreigners. A lot of foreigners said, "Oh, the Thais won't use it; it's too expensive," you know. And everybody was sort of saying that the foreigners, not the Thais, but they were saying, "Oh, you know, it's 10 baht more than a bus; they won't use it." But obviously, they were wrong. So
it's a brilliant system.
It's a brilliant
system.
When
I've been to Bangkok, I mean, you sit in the traffic. You could literally waste 2 hours and go 100 meters.
Yeah, definitely.
Whereas on the BTS, in 2 hours, you've done the whole of the network. It really is fantastic. So people watching now, I mean, obviously you're very well experienced out here. You've got a lot of knowledge. If we was to compare Bangkok to Pattaya, where would you say Bangkok wins, and where would you say Pattaya wins? What would be the benefits of both areas?
I'd say, well, Bangkok's got a lot more infrastructure as far they've got a lot more to offer. If you're coming on holiday, obviously Pattaya has got everything that you want if you're coming on vacation, but Bangkok is a capital city, isn't it? So everything, and I mean absolutely everything you'd want or need, you'll find there. So that's obviously the appeal to Bangkok. Down here, I would say the biggest appeal is the prices. You know, when I met you last night, I didn't even say hello to you. Do you remember? I was in shock.
I'm sat here, and Peter's like got the menu, and I just walked in and said, "Oh, hi, Peter." Before. I said, "How you doing?" He's like, "Look at these prices. Look." I'm like, "Peter, hello." No, seriously, look at these prices. I mean, it really was a massive difference.
No, I mean, sincerely, I was shocked because I was eating in restaurants up in Sukhumvit, and I was paying for, you know, a typical get 2 or 3 Thai dishes.
Yeah.
And you know, you're talking 220 to 260 baht a dish, and it's 40 baht to the pound, so you can work it out.
Yeah.
And I was looking at that menu last night, and the reason I was in shock, it was like 60 baht, 70 baht for the same food. And I'm looking at that and thinking, well, do you remember what you had? They brought you that the burger. What else was it?
Don't give it away. I'm trying to lose weight.
Only a small burger.
So I had a burger, chips, and chicken nuggets.
And it was 99 baht.
Yeah.
Still shocked. That you'd be paying a couple of hundred minimum up there. So so as far as pricing down here, you know, you can get a hotel for 600 baht. You'll pay a bit more than that. Well, quite a lot more than that in Bangkok. So it's just down here. Obviously, it's a lot cheaper.
Yeah, and also as well, in case you're not sure where we are, we're actually in the Sailor Bar in Soi 8, down by the end of Beach Road there. It's a really, really good place. It's very, very well known. They do a fantastic range of cocktails. I will put a link to their Facebook in the description below, so check it out, have a look. But yeah, that's where we were last night. And we went off, didn't we? And you were amazed at the changes.
Yeah. Well, I've never seen all that where you took me last night.
Yeah, Soi Buakhao, Tree Town, all around there.
But I'll tell you what was really nice is actually when you took me over there, I'd never been there before. I didn't know anybody, and all these guys were coming up to us. They were obviously more were saying hello to you, but I had guys coming up to me and shaking my hand and stuff. And it was great. And we ended up with we sat on a table with how many? 10 guys,
10, 12 of us,
None of us knew each other, and by the end of the night we'd all had drinks and we were all like the best of friends, weren't we?
Yeah, and we also went to the A7 bar in Soi 7, which is Nick Dean's bar. And that was quite a surreal moment because unbeknown, it wasn't planned.
It wasn't planned, no.
Like, you know, you and I are sat there. Obviously, Nick's got his channel, and so NDTVI. In came Brian, so you got Brian Flowers came in. In came Carl Thailand, so Carl's Thailand came in, and we were just sort of gathering. Lucas from Ride for Kicks was there. And we just suddenly sort of like created this like tubers meeting, didn't we? It's quite weird. It's quite weird. Really people were coming up saying, "Am I seeing like all you lot sat together?"
And I met some subscribers in there. There was the Australian guy who was what's his name? You know the
yeah, I know. I'm terrible with names. I mean,
but he was a nice but he was a nice guy as well, wasn't he? And
I must admit, from the YouTube perspective, it's been really enjoyable, because one of the things that I know you were talking about with me before you came out here was the fact that, you know, how will people react to you? What's going to be the interaction? And, you know, I have to say from personal experience, I mean, I do get a lot of people saying hello to me, which is fantastic. I love it. And you've experienced the same now, which has been really sort of like nice and calming.
Well, yeah, but I wouldn't say I was worried. I thought, because you know the sort of things I'm talking about. I've had messages from people, and they'll write things to me and say, you know, you're the most disgusting person I've ever come across because you put down all Thai people. And I don't. No. These are stories that are sent in to me, but I'll get a guy write to me, or a woman, you know, you're a sexpat, you're encouraging sex tourism. I don't know if I'm allowed to say that.
Yeah, that's fine, mate. You carry on.
You know, and I've had people write to me and say, oh, you know, you look down on these girls just because they work in bars, and they're not my stories, right? Yeah. So I was kind of hesitant. I was thinking, you know, when I'm walking around Pattaya, is somebody going to come up to me and challenge me and say something? But so far, you know, everybody's been good. And in Bangkok, the same thing, yeah.
All good, brilliant. Yeah. I mean, you mentioned about talking on YouTube, so let's talk about your YouTube channel, because Thailand Bound, you know, it's been quite an interesting journey, because when I first started, you were miles ahead of me. And then we kind of like crossed paths, and I sort of like accelerated a little bit in front of you. But your channel has just grown from strength to strength. Yeah. It's been amazing. I mean, what made you start your YouTube channel?
Same as everybody else. I was in Thailand, I was in Hua Hin, I was out and about, I had a phone on me. The cameras are very good quality now, aren't they?
Yeah, brilliant.
And I took a few videos and I thought, well, let's see what happens, start a YouTube channel. And in fact, when I went back to England, I had 100 subscribers. Wow. So the near on 30,000 subscribers I got now, I've been gained from my front room in England. Crazy.
I mean, considering, like you just said there, you know, Peter does his streams from his front room. I mean, you've done an amazing job.
I've been lucky as well, because if it wasn't for these stories, I mean, I had Simon help me out with the animations, and Nat and Dave. They're not gone out as much as they should do, really, because Simon's busy. Yeah. I've had a lot of guys send me a lot of stories, real good stories to read out. The live streams have been successful, and it's really strange being out here now, because after 2 years, I'm so used to having a channel about a country that I can't visit. Yeah. And now I'm here, it's like, wow, you know, I can do all these things. And I was up at 6 o'clock this morning doing a walkabout. I've only been here a day, and I made a video already. I've walked along the beach road, walking street, I've got it already. So, it's great, it's great.
Do you know what's really nice is when you do your live streams, and I've been on your show, etc., you've always been quite, I wouldn't say the right word is somber, but you've always been quite reserved. Whereas, like yesterday and today, all you do is keep smiling.
God, it's great to be here.
It's just like you're like a kid back in the streets.
Yeah, of course.
Look at all this. Look at all this. And one of the parts of your channel I really enjoy, because I think it's quite funny, is you got the ladyboy thing, haven't you?
Yeah, but I think I'm going to knock that on the head when I get back. Yeah. But yeah, because when you're in England, when you're in the UK, you're trying to find, you know, you're doing live streams. If you're out here doing a live stream, you know, you can sit and talk to somebody like myself, or you can go to a location that's interesting that guys want to see. But when you're sitting in your front room in England, like everybody else is, on a miserable winter's night, you've got to try and entertain people, and you come up with competitions like everybody did. Yeah. And the Ladyboy competition became very popular very, very quick, and I did it for a few weeks, but I kind of feel it's getting a little bit, not stale, but I just think it's time to give it a rest now, and try and come up with something a little bit different. And I want to come out here a lot more, and it's such terrible news what we're hearing at the moment. Because after this trip, I'm kind of thinking, wow, this is, you know, I've got to get out here a lot more.
Yeah, I mean, there is obviously news at the moment. I tried to stay away from all that, but going back to the ladyboy thing, and you know why I'm grabbing hold of this. You know why?
No, I'm
so you know, you're like your radar. How's your radar been since you've been out here?
Yeah, good. Good as always. Yeah.
Yeah, it's been working fine.
Yeah, fine.
Sure.
Yeah, you're not tripping me up.
If you want to know the truth,
he's having you on.
Send me a message later.
He's having you on. Revenge, isn't it? Revenge time.
Oh, no. Well, yeah, because I did the Ladyboy Challenge on your channel. I got 1 right out of 3.
Yeah, but so did Ed Sweeney.
You got 3 out of 3.
Yeah, I think a lot of it was luck, though. But Ed Sweeney came on my channel, and he did the Ladyboy competition, and he got 1 out of 3. I think if you get 0, then, you know, it's a walk of shame, isn't it? But you got 1, so you walked out with your head held high.
Well, yeah, I at least managed to cover myself a little bit, but it was...
That competition you do, I was clueless. I didn't have a clue, because I don't know down here anymore.
Yeah.
You know.
Well, that was something I was going to ask you as well. Is like, you've been here for like 30 years, so you've seen and heard so many rumours over those years that some have come true, some have just been dismissed. In terms of Pattaya, I mean, there's a lot of rumours that they're going to sort of shut down Walking Street and all these other speculations. I mean, where do you see the future of Walking Street and Pattaya as an entertainment zone?
It's not just Pattaya though, is it? It's all, any city or town around the world. They're not stagnant. They don't sit still. We're talking about Pattaya right now, but we could be talking about anywhere in any country. I don't think it'll ever, the entertainment side of things as it is now, I don't think that'll ever go away.
Right. Do you think they'll move it inland like they've tried?
I don't know what they want. We don't know for sure what they want. If they're looking to attract big groups of Chinese tourists and Indians, and they want to put on shows like the big Ladyboy show, what's it called? Tiffany's.
Oh yeah.
I mean, if that's where they're aiming, if that's what they're aiming to do, then obviously they're going to make the infrastructure to fit in with that kind of tourism. They keep going on about they want to bring in high revenue, big spenders, but I don't think they're as easy to, you know. I mean, people who have got millions. I mean, are they going to come to Pattaya, or are they going to go to, you know, the Caribbean or?
I think we do have a network of wealthy people come here, but like you say, I think this is maybe just a one-stop shop. Like, let's go there for a day, say we've been there, and then let's move on to some of the. I mean, we've got some beautiful islands here. You know, we're very, very lucky in terms of what Thailand's islands are. Walking Street. I mean, you said when you first went there, it was like a dusty old road. There wasn't anything there.
Yeah.
I mean, you've been out and had a walk about. Have you been down Walking Street?
Yeah, I went there this morning.
What did you think?
Watch the video, it'll be out.
Oh, look at that, what a plug, what a plug.
Watch the video. No, I mean, come on, here and now, what did I think of it? Well, it's closed, but what I've said in the video I've made this morning, plug, what
I've said in the description.
Yeah. No, what I actually said in that video, it's almost as if, for me, walking down there, it's almost as if it's going to open up tonight. If I'd been dropped from a spaceship, this is what I'd said in my video, and someone said, look, here's 5,000 baht, I'll drop you here this afternoon, walk down there. I'd look around, there's pictures like this, there's, you know, all the signage is up there. It just looks like it's closed and it's going to open tonight.
Did you go to Simon Complex that they've knocked down?
Yeah. Actually, I mistook it for another set of bars, because there's another one where there's about a row, you look through and there's like 10 bars on each side, and the bars are still there.
Yeah, that's the frog. Simon Complex at the front, where the frog bar is.
Right. Okay. Yeah.
And so I got Simon 2 at the far end, which is the one they've knocked down.
Yeah. So I mean, I seen all that and I filmed it, but I wasn't sure which one was which. But it's sad to see.
Yeah. I mean, I must admit, you know, I did a video of it the other day, and a lot of people were saying like it is sad because there are so many for rent for sale signs, as well as just the fact they've knocked down the Simon Beer Complex. I don't see Walking Street going away. No. I think it might change slightly, but I don't see it just disappearing off the radar. I think that's never going to happen. And there's talk about knocking down the waterside buildings and opening it up, and, you know, allowing boats to come in and stuff. I don't know. I can't really see that. I don't know.
Yeah, the one thing that kind of, I wouldn't say shocked me, but the one thing that surprised me, yeah, definitely that's a better word. The one thing that surprised me was when I watch videos like, I won't name other YouTubers here, but you watch them and they'll walk down a street of bars that have been totally decimated. So they've knocked down the bars, and then they'll take you to another area and they'll say, look how dead it is. And you get this impression that the city's dead, it's gone away, it's finished, you know. And I was out last night with you, and I'm like, that's total bullshit. You know, the place is rocking. It's still good, you know. So if anybody's got this kind of misconception that Pattaya is dead and buried, no way. I mean, it's still a great place. I had a good time last night, and there's still a lot to do. And it's still not fully open.
Yeah, absolutely. And we've only got a handful of people here.
Yeah.
You know, you compare this to when tourism was back to its fullest, you know, this place would be absolutely rammed. And you're spot on, Peter. You know, when we went out last night, we went to areas where, if you was completely unaware of the situation we're currently in, we were sat in bars, and when we went to Danny's Sports Bar, the place was packed.
Yeah, packed,
you know, it was absolutely packed. We went over to a 7 bar to Nick, the place was busy, very, very busy. So if you sort of submerge yourself into these actual bars instead of walking around, you are very easily forgiven for thinking, well, it's a normal day.
Yeah.
It's a normal time. And I mean, later on, I know we're going to have a walkabout, and we're going to go to Soi 6 and over into Tree Town, etc. And that's kind of going to be quite interesting, because Soi 6, you know, you're going to see that and think, wow, but I know Tree Town, you'd never experienced that, had you? Never seen it.
No, but like I said, it was as if everything was back to normal.
Yeah. So, talking about back to normal, let's talk about the future now then. So, in terms of yourself, Peter, what are your plans?
Do you know what? I don't know at the moment, and we've got to wait till all these variants are gone. You know, you can't make any plans at the moment. You live here, so it's a cliche, but you are lucky. You live here in paradise, as they say. For me, I'd like to, definitely 100%, I'd like to spend a lot more time over here. I'm really seriously thinking about coming out here full time now, because you know, in the UK it's just so depressing. Not depressing. you're there. There's nothing to do. You know, in the winter it gets dark at 4 o'clock in the afternoon.
Oh, I don't miss those days.
Yeah, I know. You watch TV and everyone's miserable. And I come out here and you're walking around with a big smile on your face. I mean, it's sunshine. You know, it's just I think I'm seriously thinking now about moving out here full time.
Brilliant. And in terms of your channel, what do you see the direction of your channel? Because you have grown tremendously well now. I mean, you know, we talk about it. You know, you are at, I think, virtually at 30,000 subscribers.
Yeah, thereabouts. Yeah.
And I think when I first met you, I think you were at 16. I think.
Yeah.
And you know, you've done an amazing job. Even more so, you know, people say about my channel, oh, you've grown, you've done well, blah blah blah. And it's very nice of them to say that, but I've got the luxury, which you don't have, of being able to walk around and film stuff that people can watch. You've done this in your front room, and where do you see the channel going, especially if you come out here?
Well, if I came out here, I could see it going in a similar direction to what you do, but obviously I'm not going to base myself in Pattaya. As much as I love Pattaya, and I'll spend a lot of time down here, it's a great place to sort of hang out and just enjoy yourself. I can see myself doing similar kind of filming to you, but not in Pattaya, somewhere else. That's the sort of thing I can see myself doing.
Would you cover Bangkok, because you know Bangkok very well?
Yeah. I mean, Bangkok's obviously a very important city. It's a stop-off place for just about everybody. You get guys who'll land and come straight down to Pattaya. But yeah, I mean, there's so much going on in Bangkok. People want to know what's going on. It's impossible to cover everything in Bangkok. I mean, I did a little video up there a few days ago just to show people what's open, what's closed, similar to what I'm doing down here now. But if you were to, you couldn't cover everything every day. It's just too big.
Yeah, I must admit, Bangkok is, I mean, I've been to Bangkok. I love Bangkok. It really is a fascinating city. Like you said earlier, there's just literally everything you could possibly want there. So I do sort of understand about the size of the city, and it's a bit like people say London. Oh yeah, I've been to London. Well, no, because London's massive. You know, people think, oh, I've been to the Tower Bridge or wherever, and it's like, well, no, that's just like a pin drop.
And that's why I said to you earlier when you said, well, you know Bangkok really well. I do certain areas, but obviously once you start going out, you can't know it all unless you grew up in Bangkok, and then even then, there's probably people don't know everything.
Yeah. So I mean, with a man of your knowledge, and you've got a lot more knowledge of this country than I have. In terms of like, if I said to you, right, there's somebody watching this video right now, and I want you to imagine now that the restrictions have all been lifted, that we're back to the normal, they're going to come out here for the very first time. What would you say to them? What would your words of wisdom be when someone comes out for the first time?
It depends what they were coming out for. If they were coming out with a view to maybe living here full-time, retiring out here, I'd say one thing, and if they were just coming out on a vacation, I'd tell them something else.
Let's go to vacation route.
Vacation, okay. I'd say do a lot of research on YouTube. Don't come out here with the same attitude that you might have in the UK. Obviously, there's a way to behave. The Thais are very forgiving. They're really nice people. You can get away with a lot, but they've got a breaking point like everybody else has. I mean, I've seen guys out here totally mess up, screw up. You've seen them as well. I just say if you come out here, just don't get into any arguments with Thais. You know, walk away, have a smile on your face, and enjoy your vacation. Don't end up in a prison. Definitely don't touch drugs.
Do you know, I covered that the other day about things, you know, we used to have touts all come down the beach road here, and they'd be like, hey, mister, you know, come in, you're like, no, you're okay, like, and they would be stooges, they'd be set up to actually hook you in and send you off, but frightening, very frightening. So away from Thailand, away from Pattaya, away from, you know, back home, where's another place that you've been to you think, do you know what, if I couldn't go back to Thailand, I'd love to go there?
Nowhere.
Really?
Yeah, honestly, when I was in the hotel industry, I went all over Southeast Asia. I've been to Cambodia, Philippines, South Korea, Hong Kong, 2 stints in India, 2 stints in China, and I've visited other countries, but there is nowhere like Thailand. You know, there's nice. Singapore is a nice country. It's clean. It's expensive, right? So there's a lot of countries that got plus points, and there's a lot of countries where they've got more negative points than others. I mean, if I had to say what was my second runner-up to Thailand, it's really hard. I would say probably somewhere like Philippines, Cambodia, something like that, because I just don't like. I like the old ways, as it were. You know, I mean, I'm not into places like Singapore where everything works efficiently. You know, I think if you walk into a restaurant in a place like this in Pattaya and you know, half the strip lights are not working. That's half of the charm of it, isn't it? You know?
Well, this is one of the better ones.
Yeah.
I mean, some of the ones we can take you to, they don't even have a roof.
I mean, going back what you were saying about the changes, I remember in the bars, a lot of the bars, and this is true, you'd go into the bars and they'd have Christmas lights around the bars. That was you know, now they spend a lot of money, don't they? They have all this down lighting and gel coloured lighting, and it was just Christmas lights, you know. But it was different times back then.
How do you find your friends deal with the fact that you come out here? You know, because obviously we've got the stigma. Oh, you come over, you must be like you said, you get the messages, all the rest of it, and I get them as well.
Yeah.
But when you go home, how do your friends react? Are they jealous? Are they intrusive? You know, what do they think?
I don't have a lot of friends in the UK, so it's not because I'm an unfriendly guy or I upset people, but you know, I spent so much time out here, and I'm kind of semi-retired in the UK. I do a little bit of driving for the council. I'm self-employed, a couple of hours a day. But I don't really mix with people because I definitely don't want to go out to pubs in the UK. I don't want to hang out in my local social club and do the meat draw or something like that.
Yeah.
I'm not into golf, fishing, anything like that. So all of my friends are out here. So when I'm in the UK, all of my time is spent concentrating on my YouTube channel. My family, I've got a couple of girls. One's in university. The other's got her own business. You know, and I do normal things that you do in England. But that's it, really. You know. Yeah.
You're here in Pattaya. Where's your next venue? Because I know you're going to have a little bit of a wander around, aren't you? You've been Bangkok, you come down here. Where's next?
Well, my original plan was to come here for 2 days. So this would have been my second day, go back to Bangkok tomorrow. But I ain't going back to Bangkok tomorrow. No way. No.
We've got him, he's hooked.
I know, I am definitely, yeah. No, I think, to be fair, I went out this morning and I got myself a little motorbike, so that's great. I've got transport now. I think Christmas Eve is on Friday, isn't it?
Oh, I think so, yeah.
Yeah, well, I'm going to have Christmas Day and Boxing Day at Simon's house with his family and some other people, some other expats who are out here. So I'm going to head back up to Bangkok Christmas Eve. I'm going to check into a hotel close to Simon's for 2 days. And then the day after Christmas, the day after that, I think Simon and I are going to drive to Hua Hin for a night just to do some filming. And then we're going to go over to Chatham because that's a beautiful town. A lot of people haven't been there. Got a great beach. And then back to Bangkok. And then I'm going back to the UK sort of last week, for end of the first week in January, which I'm not looking forward to.
I was going to say, I can't wait to watch your next live stream. You'd be like that. Right, I'm back in here and it's cold and I'm miserable.
No, I won't.
I'm really miserable.
I won't be like. No, I won't. I definitely won't be like that. The live stream will be like, you know, I had a great time. You know.
Will your live stream be like the last one I watched? Because that was hilarious. That was hilarious.
That was a one-off.
It was brilliant, right? I'm working. I'm looking at. So what I did, I put Peter's live stream on. He was on there with Ed Sweeney. You got slaughtered. Not slaughtered as in like comments, slaughtered as in like you were just plastered. You were slurring. It was hilarious, mate. 5.5 hours.
Well, no, I won't do that again. No, what it is, Ed Sweeney, he's you know, he has a drink, and we were just talking like two mates down the pub, and people were chatting to us, and he just kind of went on, and it was just enjoyable, and we were drinking beers, and like you say, I drank too much. I started to slur, and I got the whiskey bottle out, and the next day I looked and I thought, Jesus, so I won't do that again.
Oh, it was hilarious, mate. It really was. And if you don't know what I'm talking about, go on to the link down below, Thailand Bound. Check out Peter's channel. It really is a funny guy. He's got a good channel, really worth recommended. And that live stream was just more.
Never again.
My friend, it's been a fantastic.
Yeah, thanks.
Thank you so much indeed, Peter.
We'll see a lot more of each other.
Yeah, definitely. You know, so guys, that's it from us today here on the Coffee Chat. Thank you very much for watching. I hope you've enjoyed the chat here with Peter. I know I have. And what we're going to do now is when I finish this video, I'm going to take Peter down to Soy 6. Then we're going to go over to Tree Town around the Bacau area and talk about things like that. And who knows, we might even go out this evening and carry on where we left off. Well, actually, where you left off.
Yeah.
He's hardcore. I didn't go home.
I didn't go. When you went home, what was it? Just after 11?
About that, yeah.
I didn't get back to my hotel till about 1:30.
And how old are you?
62 in April.
Fair play to that.
I was up at 6 o'clock this morning.
Fair play. All right, well, that's it from us, guys. Thank you very much for watching. Please, as always, remember, hit the subscribe button and also the bell icon if you'd like to be notified when we bring out a new video. Get on our Discord group. Over 7,000 people are on there now, believe it or not, and they're all people just like you that have got a love for this wonderful city. So get on Discord, have a look, check it out. There's loads of chat rooms, etc., etc. And if you'd like to support the channel, have a look at our members area. There's more and more members joining each and every week, which is fantastic. And if you do join, send me through a picture for yourself. I'll send you back your digital ID card. And when you do come over here, there's lots of bars and restaurants that will give you a free buzzing shot with your first beer. And also you get discounts on visas and insurance and stuff like that. So have a look, guys. There you go. All right, well, that's it from me and Peter. Thank you very much for watching. And please, as always, wherever you are in the world, stay safe.